right, welcome back, fellow jazz bums. Today, I want to talk about a special subset of promo-only mono pressings that were put out by Blue Note that feature a sticker on them. So these were pretty fun for me to collect. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been able to acquire 2 of these titles, which I'll show you. But before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe. Come and hang out with us on the Discord. I'll drop a link to that in the description. And then we live stream every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So come and hang out with us there as well. Okay, so what I wanted to do was focus on 17 titles that are mono pressings that are pretty unique. Before I get into it, I want to show you the 2 titles that I have and kind of the special pieces about them. So the first is this Larry Young Contrast. And you'll notice that there's a Audition mono LP not for sale sticker over the stereo stamp on the cover here. You'll also notice that on the label itself, it has micro groove as opposed to stereo, and then it also has BLP as the catalog number instead of BSP, which is the stereo catalog number. The other title that I acquired is this Duke Pearson's Big Band. Again, it has the mono sticker and the same treatment on the record itself. I've listened to both of these. These are Liberty records. So this happened, I believe, from 1967 through 1968 for 17 titles specifically on Blue Note. So I want to go through all of those. And I'll drop a link to all those Discogs entries in the description. If anybody wants to check them out, add them to their want list or purchase them, you'll be able to find them all down in the description. So those are the 2 that I've acquired. Now, what's interesting about these were only put out commercially as stereo for purchasing. These were put out for mono for specific radio stations that did not convert to stereo transmitters. So this was a short period of time that they put these out with this sticker. They did continue to put out a few other monos, and they used the stamp and Audition copy stamp on the back. But there's 17 that have been identified by Fred Cohen at Jazz Record Center in New York City. His Guide to Blue Note Original Recordings book features these. There's just a single page that captures the sticker and then the 17 catalog numbers that they've been able to identify. So if anybody has seen any other titles, please leave a link in the description below. I also used London Jazz Collector. He goes into and builds off of what Fred establishes here. And then also Chris from Wuck and Brown also helped educate me on some of the titles as well. So those are the sources that I used. And with that, I want to turn over to Discogs to go through all 17 titles and kind of check out the details of them. I'll try to move through them quickly because there are a good amount. And I'm going to go through them in catalog order, not year they were released. So you can see the first one is from 1968, but you'll see later ones have a 1967 date attached to them. Assuming that's correct, both Fred's book and London Jazz Collector do cite that it is from those 2 years. This first one's the earliest in the catalogs. This is 4203. It's Andrew Hill. Now this stereo copy, the commercial one that was pressed and distributed, is also a very pricey record. But you can see, and this is why I used the term rare in the title of the video. And that's because if you look at the halves for all of these titles, I think with the exception of one, they're all less than 100 people have these in their Discogs collection. So they are pretty rare. And you'll see that there's only 2 copies available. The prices are very high. So this is close to $200 starting. That's generally how much these cost. There are a couple that are more inexpensive. That Duke Pearson I showed you is the least expensive of them all. And then there's also a Jimmy Smith that we'll look at that's not as expensive. But a lot of these, as you'll see, the names on these are really some of the bigger Blue Note names. So you can see that just the regular stereo releases are going to be expensive. And these special mono ones with the stamp are going to be even more desirable to certain collectors. So that's the Andrew Hill Andrew. I'll try to move through these quickly. This is Lee Morgan, the Gigolo. So there are none available here. 34 have it. And the prices are, they're very high. The median's $200, but it has gone over $750. before on Discogs. You also have Bobby Hutcherson's Stick Up. This one, also none are available for sale. 63 have it, and again, very pricey. Donald Byrd Blackjack. This one is, there's one copy available starting above $500. And past sales don't really merit that value, but when you have the only copy, you can really ask for whatever you want. And if you know, and it may be the only copy available, so people can ask for a lot more. And I think, yeah, I pulled up the stereo. So this is the stereo Blackjack from Donald Byrd, and you can see that this is the first pressing stereo, and it is significantly cheaper in this instance. So this mono, for the sake of being mono and rare, that is where the value is. Also, I will say, if I didn't say earlier, that Duke Pearson and Larry Young records, they sound fantastic. They're really nice, rich bass, really well recorded and mastered. Also one thing that I forgot to mention is all but one of these monos are mastered by Rudy Van Gelder. So there's Van Gelder stamps in the dead wax. So Blue Note had him do the monos for these. So they are mostly, I think, I can't remember which one isn't, but there's one of them that isn't. But yeah, they're Van Gelder. So the mastering is very good. So let's keep moving. We have Cecil Taylor Conquistador. This one copy available for $350. There are 77 people that have this, 400 people that want it. And then you have, you know, median values much less than what the asking price for the single copy is. But again, the supply and demand is there. So maybe somebody will purchase that. We have New and Old Gospel. This is an Ornette Coleman and Jackie McLean record. So this one, there's one available for $200. That's about what it's gone for in the past as well. This is the Larry Young Contrast that I showed you. This one, there's two copies available. One is starting at $125. And then the past sales are much lower than that. And if you look at the most recent sale, you'll see what I paid for it, which was more around the median price than it was on the high end. But still, the two copies that are available now are above $100. We have another Duke Pearson. So this is the Right Touch. This one, no copies are available. 25 people have it. And median past sales are around $222. We have a Stanley Turrentine Easy Walker. This is available. There's one around $100. Past sales around $200, and 41 people have it. I'll try to, you know, move quickly through this. This is the incredible Jimmy Smith. Also, I haven't been clicking in, but you can see most of these pictures do have a picture with the mono label. Sometimes people scrape these off, so sometimes the entries don't have them. But in the descriptions, you'll see that it will indicate that the mono sticker is on or off of it. So you have to be careful about that. And then also, these titles have been confirmed to have them in Fred Cohen's book. So this one is going to be one of the more affordable ones. There is a copy right now for $42. There's 35 people that have it. So for anyone that wants, you know, one of these for the sake of having one of these, this is probably the most affordable copy that you can get right now, if I remember correctly. We have Jack Wilson Easterly Winds. This one is pretty pricey. We're around $300. 34 people have it, and median is $270. Lou Donaldson, Mr. Shingling. There's one copy available for $300. Median on this is $80, but there's only one copy available. There's a Hank Mobley title, High Voltage. This is from '67. There are 4 copies available starting at $200. 38 people have it. And we have a Tyrone Washington as our next title. This one, 29 people have it. 3 copies available starting at $140, and the median's around $100. And I think we're almost finished here. So the introducing Duke Pearson's Big Band. This is the one I showed earlier. So this one is also one of the more affordable ones. So this one, you have 2 copies starting at $19.20. And then the median on this is $40. This picture doesn't show the sticker, but as I showed here, this is an example with the sticker, and then I also showed an example with it. So that one is a more affordable one too. It looks like there's a couple copies here. And this one sounds fantastic. So highly recommend grabbing this if you can. And then we have a Horace Silver title, Serenade to a Soul Sister. No copies available. This one is the only one that has over 100 available. I'm assuming they pressed a lot of these because it is Horace Silver, and he's a popular Blue Note artist, so they probably distributed these more than some of the other titles. And then finally, there's this Jimmy Smith Greatest Hits, which Fred Cohen identifies as also having it. This picture doesn't include the sticker on it, but this is a 2 LP compilation, and this is 9,901 series. So this is different than what we previously saw, where everything was in the 4,200. This is in a different series because it's probably because it's a greatest hit. This one, only 8 people have it, and none are available for sale. Okay. So that was a lot to go through, but I did just want to kind of throw that out there as kind of a cool piece of Blue Note, collecting. I do want to mention also that these are all Liberty pressings. So Liberty acquired Blue Note. Liberty also had access to other, not access, but they also purchased and put out other catalogs like Pacific Jazz. So I was able to also identify, with the help of Chris from Wack and Brown, that we also have mono stickers on a few Pacific Jazz titles. So these are also mono-only Audition, not for sale copies. There's a Jazz Crusaders title. I didn't go through the entire thing. I don't know if it's captured what all the Pacific Jazz titles are that have the mono sticker, but I was just able to kind of identify a few. There's a Booker Ervin title. There is also a Bud Shank. That's a mono. And then finally, there is a Gerald Wilson, which is also mono. So I just wanted to go through those, put that on people's radars. It's a cool kind of thing to collect. We all know about the stereo gold sticker. Those were used when it was mostly mono, and it was before the number, like it was like 4001. Switched to 4001, the 8 indicating a stereo. So what they would do is just put that gold stereo sticker on it for their stereo outputs, which those stereo stickers are also really fun to collect. But I just wanted to put that out there. Let me know if you guys have these, if you were aware of these. I'll drop a link to the London Jazz Collector site where you can read a little bit more about these as well. And remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.